Hello and welcome. This video starts in the English Lake District and is day 2 of a 3-day camping trip. Now, South Wales is my normal base, but this starts in Troutbeck airfield in the Lake District. Just waking up on a beautiful Saturday morning, very clear day. Checking with the Merlin bird identifier. That is a willow warbler, apparently. Wouldn't have known otherwise. And we're looking across to the fells there to the west. And there's quite a few weight shifts already in. This tractor did sterling work for 6 hours, putting drainage into the surface of the airfield. And that's looking up the valley towards Keswick. Walking into Troutbeck, its village, there's very little there. There's a Troutbeck Inn, which has accommodation. There's also food there. And across the road, there's a bed and breakfast, should you need it. At the airfield, archery was arranged, something I'd never done in my 70 years. And then there's Alan flying in. There's a YouTube called Induced Bank. He's based at East Fortune in Scotland. And the early morning cloud lifted, and later in the day we decided that we'd have a flight around the Lake District. Maybe we might visit some farm strips that actually didn't come off in the end. So here we are in the evening, taxiing out onto runway 18, going round to there's hardly any wind. Hear the revs going up. I have to steer by braking. I don't have any nose wheel steering, it's just braking, differential braking. Let's get going. That's with the coming light. Ground now. Just hold it down, let the speed build up a little bit. And to avoid the village, we're going to do an early left turn. Climb away into an area where there's hardly any houses. So crossing across the A66 Penrith Road, Penrith to Keswick, and then climbing up, waiting for the others to take off. So looking back towards the airfield now, and Troutbeck is just on the extreme right of this screen, where that road and the trees make it like a letter T. There's Troutbeck airfield there. We're just circling around waiting for the others to climb up, and we decided to go and have a look at the top of Helvellyn, which is the highest mountain in England. There's Christopher, who had flown all the way up from France. In the background there you can see Ullswater, and it was an absolutely beautiful evening. There's Christopher. So I just did an orbit high above Helvellyn. Just enjoying the view. Around we come, there's Helvellyn. The lake is red tarn. Ullswater at the top of the screen, just so you can orientate yourself. Now I have climbed up there on a very wet, miserable day, and it's a whole lot easier just to fly over it, I must admit. So having done an orbit of the peak, let's say this is now the evening of Saturday, we decided to drop down towards Helvellyn. Red tarn at the bottom of the screen there. See all the paths at the top of the mountain. A very popular mountain to climb over. So around we came and decided to run down towards Helvellyn. There's the lake. That's the 591 towards Keswick, running along. There are meant to be some waterfalls along on the right here, but I must admit I didn't see any. This is August. It was a very dry summer, so they weren't particularly prominent. Here we're coming into the valley with Keswick on the left. With it being a Saturday, there's very little chance of getting any high-speed RAF traffic. Although it kept a good height, they would most likely pass beneath. There's Keswick town. A bit blinding, looking towards the sun. Absolutely beautiful looking down sun. Everything sunlit. There's the A66, which will lead us back towards the airfield. It's the road to Penrith. So we'll follow that back down, keeping the mountains on our left. So this coming up, apparently locally known as Saddleback, but is actually Sutherfell, the one which is more or less central of the screen at the moment. During the day, I know a lot of paragliders had been flying on that, but now the wind had dropped, they'd all disappeared. So just fly along, just enjoying the absolute beauty of the Lake District. One of the things I did notice, there's quite a few people wild camping up on the top of the fells, which is something which is okay, but apparently talking to locals, they often leave all their equipment, tent, chairs, everything just gets left on top of the mountain, which is such a shame because obviously somebody then has to physically pick it up and carry it down. There was no wind at all, so I could go either side of the hill without any worry of a downdraft. And here we are back at Troutbeck airfield. You can see quite a few weight shifts had flown in for the event, which I was gate crashing. And there's the runway I took off on at the bottom of the screen, runway 18 and runway 22, which I'm going to land on, which is running diagonally across the field. Let's speed this up a little bit, doing a left-hand circuit, go around this farm. Trees, shadows getting quite long. It's a beautiful summer's evening. Lining up runway 22, back to normal speed now. Just putting 2 stages of flap in, bring my speed down. Keep it coming all the way down. It is a slightly uphill runway, so I know it can land quite long. All the speed will be taken out as I roll up the hill. Shadow meeting the shadow. You can see all the aircraft that have arrived on Saturday. Taxi round, and there's actually the fuel Bowser. So because I was going to have quite a long journey home the following day, I decided to top up with some fuel. Bowser there, just closing down, using, if you see the green button going down, that's the trim button, setting it back to the takeoff position, and then stopping the engine. There we go. That evening we had a fantastic barbecue. And I don't know what has gone wrong with the camera there, but it was a fantastic evening. Thanks for watching, I'll leave the titles to the other videos.